I'm constantly being asked, is Vegas slowing down? Well, when it comes to the food scene, far from it. Crowd sizes fluctuate like the seasons, but this city's heartbeat is still the kitchen. New restaurants are opening every week, creative, bold, and determined to stand out. Today, I'm taking you to 5 of them, each proving that Las Vegas is still the greatest food city in the world. Welcome to Let's Eat Vegas, your guide to the good, the bad, and the delicious. As a chef who's run my own restaurant, with the exception of desserts, I don't sugarcoat anything. If it's good, I'll tell you. If it's bad, well, I'll tell you that too. Okay, let's get started. Right in the heart of our hip and trendy arts district, you'll find a new shining star born from the mind of local Las Vegas entrepreneur Billy Richardson. Holstein's is all about unique burgers, playful appetizers, and a comfortable setting. This place is leading the wave and ahead of the curve as they fry everything in beef tallow, so every bite has that rich, old-school flavor that's hard to find these days. Remember McDonald's fries back in the day? Yep, that's tallow. Holstein's also makes their own homemade ketchup, which I'll get into in due course. When I first saw this appetizer on the menu, resistance was futile. It's a playful East meets West creation. Prime-shaved ribeye, mozzarella, caramelized onions, mushrooms, and bell peppers, rolled inside an egg roll wrapper and deep-fried to crispy perfection. They serve it with a warm, melty cheese sauce for dipping, and it's glorious. The meat is top quality and perfectly seasoned, a step above the greasy Philly cheesesteak you might be picturing. Crispy, fatty, savory, and totally delicious. At first glance, these little beauties look like arancini, but bite in and you're greeted with house-made corned beef, tangy sauerkraut, Swiss cheese, and Russian dressing. If you love the idea of mini Reubens that won't weigh you down but will absolutely tease your palate, this is your dish. You can taste the quality in every bite, and the richness of the tallow-fried crust wraps these deli-inspired gems in pure comfort. Tremendous. If you've wanted to know what my homemade ketchup tasted like, then order Holstein's Utter Sauce. And don't ask me why they call it that. And don't expect it to show up automatically. If you don't specifically ask, they'll just hand you a red squeeze bottle of Heinz. Again, don't ask me why. At my restaurant, Heinz ketchup was verboten. Anyway, this ketchup is spot on. Perfectly balanced, made with real cane sugar instead of that high fructose corn syrup you get in most processed condiments. It's got a clean, bright taste, just like the ketchup you still find in Europe. The fries, golden brown, light, and ridiculously crispy. The tallow takes them to another level, making these some of the best fries in Las Vegas. Aged goat cheddar, smoked bacon, tomato confit, chive aioli, and baby arugula. I know some people will say $22 is a lot for a burger, but between rising meat prices, the half-pound size, and the quality you're getting here, well, it's not a lot for a burger. It's a lot of burger for the price. The patty is 20% Wagyu and 80% ground brisket, and the beef flavor is unreal. Rich umami in every bite. The tomato confit is bright and tart, like a sun-dried tomato, but with more depth. Smoked bacon is a perfect partner for the sharp cheddar and herbaceous chive aioli. This is easily one of the best burgers in the city. Kalbi glaze, crispy yams, nori furikake, tempura avocado, and spicy mayo. On paper, it sounded like an Asian umami bomb, and I had to have it. I was so excited. The burger itself, top-notch. The bun, light, flavorful, and delicious. But the Kalbi glaze felt a little overpowering and detracted from this beautiful piece of beef. The yam chips were a fun, nostalgic touch, straight out of the 80s, and I love the nori furikake's ocean-kissed flavor and the spicy mayo's gentle heat. When I order this again, I'll ask them to skip the Kalbi glaze, or better yet, have it on the side so I can control its use to let the beef shine. Still, I'm impressed, and this is the type of dish which makes Holstein's so unique. Holstein's downtown proves that burgers can be both fun and seriously good. From playful appetizers to rich, expertly crafted patties, they've mastered the art of indulgence without losing sight of quality. We didn't show them in this video, but they also have over-the-top shakes, both boozy for the adults and kid-friendly for the young or young at heart. The overall creativity and attention to detail make this spot worth returning to. And in a city packed with burger joints, that's saying something. I'll be back for sure, and, slight spoiler alert, we have an up-and-coming hamburger countdown video, and Holstein's will definitely be one of the contenders. With so many new spots opening in Las Vegas, it's easy to miss a hidden gem. But Bobe Noodle House, tucked into Chinatown, is hard to ignore. In just a few months, it's pulled nearly 300 glowing Yelp reviews with a 4.8 star rating. Their bold Chinese-Korean dishes are already making waves. And so, we couldn't wait to see if the hype was real. This platter is nothing short of a showstopper, featuring basil creamy shrimp, sweet and sour pork, and garlic spicy chicken. Each dish feels like it could headline a menu on its own. The chicken might be the best I've ever tasted. Sticky, crispy, garlicky, and sweet, with just the right kick. It hits every note and leaves you wanting more. The shrimp takes the honey walnut concept and elevates it. Crispy, almost shattering with each bite, paired with the creamy basil sauce, it's unusual but brilliant. The sweet and sour pork is equally impressive, lightly battered, crisp, and coated in a perfectly balanced sauce. Together, this trio is pure culinary magic. This classic black bean noodle dish is deeply comforting, and Bobe nails it. The noodles are chewy, the sauce glossy and rich, and the flavor harmonious. Savory with just a hint of sweetness. Fresh garlic chives and a quail egg top it off with an elegant finish. At $10.99, it's not just delicious, but also a steal. I have mixed feelings about this dish. While the broth is bold, spicy, and slightly sweet, loaded with mussels, mushrooms, and hearty noodles, I thought the whole squid centerpiece was off-putting. I found it rubbery and unappealing. All that said, it's impossible not to notice the restaurant was filled with Asian guests, and this dish was at nearly every table. To my shock, everyone was devouring it with glee. So I have to imagine I received a poorly prepared version, or everyone else there was just insane. These dumplings are a must. Fried crisp and tossed in a dynamite sauce of garlic, ginger, chili oil, and more flavors than I can count. They pack a fiery punch that spice lovers will appreciate. Bite into them, and they bite back in the best way. Yes, it's spelled chili on the menu, but typo aside, this dish is a knockout. The shrimp stays crisp under a garlicky, sweet, spicy sauce, with crispy noodles underneath soaking it all up. The spice is mild enough for most, but flavorful enough to keep it interesting. East meets west in this unexpected dish. The velvety cream sauce coats al dente noodles, with tender beef, peppers, and onions folded in. It even comes with Italian bread for dipping. Hearty, rich, and generously portioned. It's a surprising standout. Crispy chicken tossed with tangy, slightly sweet sauce and serrano chilies make this one of the most vibrant dishes on the menu. Add fresh lettuce for crunch, and it's flavor fireworks. Possibly my favorite dish of the day. So, generous portions, fair prices, and unforgettable flavors. Explain why Bobe Noodle House is packed night after night. From fiery dumplings to indulgent pastas, it's already cemented itself as a Chinatown must-visit. It's exciting to find something you truly enjoy. You can't wait to tell the entire world. This feeling happens with YouTube channels as well. And one way to tell the world is to like, comment, share, become a member, or subscribe. But amazingly, according to YouTube, 80% of you watching right now are not subscribed. What? Subscribing is free, helps us grow and to bring you more reviews. And if you find value in our reviews, consider making a small donation using the link to buy me a coffee in the description area below. We'd greatly appreciate it. Taj Palace has won many awards, including Best of Las Vegas. There are 2 locations, one in Las Vegas on Southeastern Avenue and the other on Lake Mead in Summerlin. The Lake Mead location is the newer, and many of you have been asking us to check them out. So here we are. You can either have the buffet they offer every day from 11 to 2:45 for $18.99, or order a la carte. While we did try many of the buffet items, for the sake of this video, we're focusing on the a la carte dishes. I prefer the a la carte since I'd rather get 2 dishes prepared fresh from the menu than many things sitting out in a steam table. However, if variety is what you seek, the buffet is the better option. At Taj Palace, the samosas are handmade in-house by skilled chefs who followed time-honored tradition. The pastry is fried until perfectly crisp, giving way to a generous filling of potatoes blended with a fragrant yellow curry mixture. They pack plenty of flavor and just the right amount of heat, making them anything but bland. Dip them into the cilantro chutney for an extra kick, but be warned, this sauce is wicked hot. Bold, addictive, and satisfying, these samosas are some of the best I've had in Vegas and a fantastic way to start your meal. Highly recommend them. Naan has been a staple of Indian cuisine for centuries, baked in hot clay tandoor ovens that give it its signature blistered texture and smoky flavor. At Taj Palace, the naan is baked fresh to order and brushed generously with garlic and butter. Soft and pillowy inside, yet slightly crisp at the edges. It's a kind of bread that makes you want to tear off piece after piece and devour every crumb. They even offer a version stuffed with cheese, which adds a rich, indulgent layer to an already irresistible side. I couldn't help getting it after seeing photos online, and it's sensational. Simple, aromatic, and the best way to scoop up and savor the sauces. A must-have for the table. Beware! These come to the table hotter than the face of the sun. Seekh kebabs are one of the most traditional ways of preparing ground lamb in India. The meat is finely minced, mixed with bold spices such as cumin, coriander, ginger, garlic, and garam masala. Then shaped into long skewers and cooked over an open flame until smoky and charred. At Taj Palace, they're served sizzling on a bed of mild green chilies and onions, which adds both aroma and a good amount of heat. The lamb is juicy, fragrant, and perfectly seasoned, with a flavor that lingers and makes you crave the next bite. These kebabs are the very definition of crave-worthy, rustic, fiery, and satisfying from start to finish. The word tikka simply means pieces, and its origins go back hundreds of years when marinated meats were cooked over hot coals for the emperors. Over time, chicken malai tikka evolved into a milder, creamier version of traditional tikka, loved for its tender texture and subtle spices rather than intense heat. Here at Taj Palace, it's made with large, tender chunks of white meat chicken, marinated overnight in a blend of yogurt, cream, garlic, ginger, and gentle spices before being sautéed or grilled to perfection. It arrives at your table steaming hot, so be careful. And this dish is wonderfully balanced and not too spicy, making it perfect for everyone to enjoy. The chicken is incredibly tender and juicy, and the sauce is a masterpiece of smooth, delicate flavors. I love how creamy it is, so much so that if I didn't know better, I'd swear it was made with a light cheese sauce instead of yogurt. This is a standout dish of the day, and honestly, one of the best renditions I've had anywhere. I'll absolutely be back for it, and after one taste, I'm betting you will too. You can thank me later. Taj Palace is a great new addition to our Las Vegas landscape, and they get very busy for a reason. The food is very good. If you love Indian cuisine, you're going to greatly enjoy this restaurant. Though they offer a daily buffet, I prefer to order my Indian food a la carte. You'll only spend a few dollars more, and in my opinion, fresher is better. That being said, I did enjoy the buffet items I had, and so you really can't go wrong at Taj Palace. This Chinese restaurant opened less than a month ago and already has a line out the door from open to close. Ellie's sits right in the heart of Chinatown and is quickly becoming one of the hottest new spots in Las Vegas. There's no permanent sign yet, just a grand opening banner. But that doesn't stop the buzz. Every dim sum dish is currently $5.99, a grand opening special that makes this one of the best dining values in town. We started with the crispy fried pork dumplings, which we've nicknamed Little Footballs. The glutinous rice flour dough fries up light and crisp while staying chewy inside, holding a juicy pork filling seasoned with garlic chives and a touch of five spice. These are some of the best I've eaten. Perfectly golden, packed with flavor, and needing no additional seasoning or sauces. These delicate shrimp dumplings are notoriously difficult to master, but here, they're flawless. The wrappers are thin, almost translucent, showing off the bright shrimp filling inside. Fresh, sweet, and clean tasting, they don't need dipping sauce. Simple, pristine, and perfect. These jet black dumplings look like little pearls in the steamer basket. Inside, scallops and garlic chives create an intense burst of umami with every bite. They're beautiful, bold, and easily among the best dim sum in Vegas. The rice roll is delicate and silky, wrapped around briny sweet shrimp. Topped with a light soy drizzle, each bite is fresh, smooth, and satisfying. It's a dish that proves the power of simple ingredients done right. These baked buns blew me away. Soft golden bread surrounds a juicy chashu filling made in-house. Sweet, savory, and bold, they might be the best pork buns in Vegas. We were told by the neighboring table that these are called snow-cap buns. Well, whatever their name, I could eat a dozen of these and call it a day. Green peppers are filled with ground shrimp, garlic, and a little egg white and cornstarch as a binder, before being fried. Inside, the shrimp stays juicy, while the pepper adds just enough heat. Crispy, savory, and utterly delicious. Packed with shrimp and garlic chives, these dumplings burst with juice as soon as you bite into them. They're so good, the table next to us tried to snag ours off the cart. I can't blame them. These are addictive. Handmade noodles are pan-fried until golden and tossed in XO sauce, loaded with dry scallops, garlic, and chilies. Each bite is smoky, briny, spicy, and unforgettable. One of the standout dishes of the night. Again, the woman sitting next to us tried to hijack ours from the cart before the server could get it to us. Fortunately, the dim sum police were in the area and thwarted her plans. Filled with pork and shiitake mushrooms, these parcels are hearty and satisfying. Wrapped in lotus leaves, they're fragrant, savory, and deeply filling. Seared until crisp on the outside and tender inside, these are balanced with bits of house-made Chinese sausage. They're seasoned perfectly and don't need any sauce. One of my all-time favorite dim sum bites. Finally, we tried the golden sesame shells, which give way to molten egg custard that oozes out in sweet, creamy richness. Be careful, they're lava hot, but worth every bite. A sensational way to end the meal. Ellie's is brand new, but it already feels like a Chinatown legend. Nearly everything on the menu hits the mark, from the crisp football dumplings to the bold XO noodles. And with every dim sum plate at just $5.99, it's not just one of the best deals in Vegas, it's one of the most exciting new restaurants in town. Do you love Italian food? Well, of course you do. There's a brand new Italian restaurant where everything is made from scratch. Pasta, bread, sauces. Today, we're trying Pistaio Italian Trattoria. They're located in Henderson, or as my recluse, agoraphobic neighbor would say, "Oh, Hender-tucky." Anyway, Pistaio is the Italian word for pasta maker, and so it's the perfect name for this restaurant. This is the very epitome of a mom and pop place. They're so new, they're still working on getting a beer and wine license, but for now you're welcome to bring your own wine, and there's no corkage fee. Homemade garlic bread, always a winner. This sauce is wonderful as well. Made from fresh Roma tomatoes. You'll find no cans here at Pistaio. The garlic bread is as authentic as it gets. Light and yeasty inside, with a golden crust that crackles when you bite into it. The aroma hits you before the plate even lands on the table. Garlic, olive oil, and a crown of melted cheese. I love it. Fritto misto has its roots along Italy's southern coast, especially in Naples and the Amalfi region. There's nothing worse than rubbery, fishy squid, but this calamari is tender, fresh, and kissed with just a hint of briny ocean flavor. The light batter clings beautifully to each ring, crisp but never greasy. There's no holding back on seasoning either. It's bold, almost to the point of being salty. And the house-made aioli is rich and tangy, the perfect foil to the crispy seafood. Fresh, vibrant, and absolutely irresistible. There is nothing I love more than handmade pasta. I don't think anything else even comes close in my book. One bite of this fabulously al dente rigatoni, and I'm instantly taken back to my childhood. Then forwarded to my days making it daily in my own restaurant. For those of you who make pasta from scratch, you know it's a true labor of love. Topped with crispy prosciutto that's been fried until it practically shatters when you bite into it, it's then crumbled over the pasta. Each mouthful delivers a chewy bite of rigatoni, the velvety richness of the sauce, and the salty crunch of prosciutto. This dish is fantastic, a wonderful execution of vodka sauce and perfectly crafted pasta tubes. Spaghetti and meatballs. Well, the spaghetti itself has good flavor, though it leans a bit salty. The chef here insists on doing things the traditional Italian way. He learned from mentoring with well-known chefs in the city, such as Buddy Velasco, so no cream in the sauce. Instead, what gives that silky, creamy impression is pecorino romano carefully emulsified with hot pasta water, then blended into the red sauce. It's smart and authentic, yes. However, too much of the cheese emulsification or possibly additional salt greatly detracted from the dish by making it far too salty. The meatballs, dense and, unfortunately, served unevenly heated, cold in the center and barely warm on the outside. The lack of proper heat distracted from the flavor and texture they might have offered. Overall, this dish had a lot of potential, but execution just wasn't there. The chef told me this was the dish he was most proud of, but I couldn't disagree more. The sauce was again a pecorino emulsion, and again was far too salty, and overwhelmingly rich, so much so that with each additional bite, it became less and less appealing. I found the tortellini thick and clumsy, and many didn't hold their shape, looking more like half ravioli squares. What the chef described as pancetta, to me, had the smoky taste of plain bacon, which clashed rather than complemented the dish. As an Italian, I found this to be a complete miss, and the rigatoni pasta was a far superior dish. We finished the meal with a wonderful tiramisu. In English, tiramisu means pick me up or cheer me up. One of my all-time favorite desserts. It's actually a fairly modern Italian creation. Most food historians trace it back to the 1960s. Here, they make it the way my mom insisted it should always be done. Real ladyfingers, egg yolks blended with mascarpone cheese, and sugar. It's delicious, with the perfect amount of sweetness and just a great dessert. This tiramisu lived up to its name as it totally cheered me up. Overall, Pistaio Italian Trattoria shows real promise. especially with its dedication to scratch-made food and authentic Italian technique. The garlic bread and rigatoni alla vodka, excellent examples of what this kitchen can do when everything clicks. However, consistency is key. Some dishes were far too salty or cooked well past al dente, which took away from what could have been a top-notch Italian experience. Still, with its friendly service and a menu built on passion, I'm hoping they refine the execution because the potential here is undeniable. Well, there you have it. The next time someone tells you that Vegas is slowing down, you can inform them, with regard to the restaurant scene, they're dead wrong. Sure, the crowds may rise and fall, but the flavor never fades. From burgers in the Arts District, to dim sum in Chinatown, from bold Indian spices to handmade Italian pasta, this city is still cooking with fire. These new restaurants prove what I've been saying for years. Las Vegas restaurants aren't just surviving, they're thriving. Chefs are still taking risks, owners are still betting big, and the guests? Well, we're coming up winners each time a great meal lands on the table. We'll be back to all these places soon. Who knows, maybe you'll see us there. And when you go, don't forget to tell them Let's Eat Vegas sent you. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell because we've got plenty more coming your way. Until we eat again, bon appetit. Oh, Hender-tucky.